This is a teaching video for how to use the new Pyxis MedStation ES system. Now this is going to be the screen that everyone sees when they first log in. You have a tab for all available patients, my patients, inventory count, discrepancies, recover storage space, and more. You can see it's a nice touch screen. It's very similar to the touch screen on your smartphone. So we're going to start by looking at all available patients. So as an example, if you were a med-surg nurse, these would be all the patients that would be on your unit. If you needed to add a patient to this list, like let's say a patient was being transferred from one unit or a different unit to yours, you would go to facility search, you would type in the first three letters of the last name, and you'd try and find that patient. So, however, let's say that this is our patient list for the day. So to make your own patient list of the patients that you have on your shift, you'd go to My Patients, and you could edit your patient list. What would happen if you hit edit is if you had patients already up, you could add a couple more, or you could delete them by hitting this X right here. So let's say I had these two patients for the day. I'd hit accept. Now when you have your patient list, the patient name, which this is a sample, pops up. And what I can do here is I can hit the tab down, and it actually shows me information about the patient: date of birth, MRN number, allergies, their physician. And then next to it, I have the medications that are due. So this is a new feature that the Pyxis systems that are out now do not have. So here are the medications that are due, and I can scroll through the different times. And these are the ones due, and these are the PRNs, and then you have all the orders. Okay? So let's say I want to remove a med. I'm going to highlight this patient. I'm going to hit remove. Now I have this great screen here where it shows me what's due now, which is nothing, the PRNs, which I can scroll through, or all the orders, which again, I can scroll through. So let's say I want to remove albuterol. So I'm going to hit that. It's going to pop up to the side. If I hit the wrong one, I could just exit out, but I do want to remove the albuterol. So I'm just going to hit remove med, which would mean that I would open up the drawer, I could close the drawer once I've picked out my albuterol. And I've removed the med. So let's say I wanted to take that medication and I wanted to return it. So here is my albuterol. I hit that return tab. I press the albuterol. I hit the return button down here. And then there's a special return bin that will open up. I can place the med back in. I hit accept, and then I close the drawer. So that's returning a med. So let's say I wanted to waste a med. So let's stick with this patient. So to waste a med, I hit waste. Let's say I wanted to waste morphine. So it does say I need a witness required. And you do need witnesses required when you're wasting a med and when you're fixing a discrepancy. So I'm going to hit waste. Now it gives me an option of the amount that I need to waste. So I'm not putting in the number of the amount I'm giving the patient, I'm putting in the amount that I am wasting. There's a really significant difference in those two. So I'm removing 0.68 milliliters or 10 milligrams. So let's say I'm going to waste 5 milligrams of that. So I'm going to hit accept. Now I have to put in a username from a witness or have a nurse with me. Ask a nurse to come over, make sure that someone is close by, because these systems do log you out if they're inactive for about 1.5 minutes. So right now I am acting as the witness person. And I have wasted my medication. All right, so now we're gonna have to solve the discrepancy. So you hit OK. I would have removed my syringe. I hit accept, close my lid, I would close the drawer. And what pops up is the little pill icon at the top here. When I click that, it says discrepancy. So, to fix my discrepancies, I would go back to the little home button right here. And again, on the bottom of my page, the bottom of my screen, I have all these buttons. I would hit the one that says discrepancy. I can tell that my discrepancy was an inventory issue because it says here, with my morphine, me as the training nurse had an issue and I need to verify my inventory. So I just highlighted it. I hit accept. Again, it shows me what the issue is. The beginning amount that's supposed to be in the cubby, the ending amount, the discrepancy amount, and of course, since this is a training Pyxis, the numbers are not accurate. So I have a choice of doing a couple of things. If I was a nurse manager or a charge nurse, I'd probably do a count. Wish I could hit that button. I could make a note, or I could resolve. And as a floor nurse, we tend to just need to resolve the discrepancy and move on. And it's something that will be generated as a report. So I hit resolve. I need to have someone witness this. Again, you need a witness for discrepancies and a witness for wasting. So I am pretending to be the nurse manager. Again, it gives me reasons and a list as to why the discrepancy occurred. So let's see, let's say I forget what it was, but let's say it just was, I removed a medication without using the Pyxis, which wasn't what happened, but it's an example. I could tap that, or I could type in more info here. One of these has to be highlighted, or some info has to be tapped or typed as to why the discrepancy happened. And then you would hit accept. On that note, the discrepancy is printed and it shows that the discrepancy was created and was resolved. So that is a basic tutorial that is a pretty standard training on how to use this new Pyxis MedStation ES system. Thank you for joining us, and good luck